Hi, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. So, what is it we must do when we lower our expectations? I'll get into that here in a minute. So, I'm going to remind you about my 12-week online course for people ages 18 on up. It is for healing in areas of spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. This online course starts June 24th and it goes to September 9th. This is a class that teaches everything that I learned in the 9 years, going on 10 years of healing in all these areas because I was stuck. I was stuck in my childhood trauma. I was stuck in anger, bitterness, resentment. I was stuck in just feeling stagnant and not moving forward and not feeling self-love or worthy of love, even worthy of God's love. I was in a dark place and I suffered from depression and suicidal thoughts for 30 plus years. And I've been going on 9 years of healing and it's been amazing. And in this 12-week online course, I offer everything that it is I've been learning, and it will help you grow in all of those areas spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. I have homework. It's visual. Every Monday we meet together on a live Zoom call, and I have visual learning aids as we're learning. And then I have a 15-minute online or 15-minute one-on-one call that I make with you each week. And we go over targeted areas where you can hit the particular areas that you're wanting to focus on. And I help you through that. So please go ahead and click on the register below and reserve your spot today. Okay, so what is it when we lower our expectations? What is it we must do? We must be able to do. I will get into this. So I just remember 10 plus years ago when I was in my unhealthy mind frame and I had such high expectations from other people. It was quite an adjustment when I learned that I needed to lower the expectations that I was placing not only on myself, but others as well. And it was a hard adjustment. But I realized that as I was learning to lower my expectations, it required me to make room for flexibility, to be flexible and to be able to adjust and be okay with it. Because here's the deal. When I lowered my expectations, my radar of perfectionism was just going off. It was just like, oh my gosh, feeling out of control because I want it done a certain way and I want this. And I was feeling out of control and going crazy on the inside. And I'm sure it was coming outward in my emotions towards everybody else besides myself. And so I realized that it's important to be flexible. When we are flexible, we are able to adjust with whatever comes up. I just remember whenever we made plans as a family for an outing, that if something got kinked in the schedule because of maybe it was weather or maybe it was just due to, hey, this one's all full. I know you planned to do that, but now you have this option or this option. And I was not okay with that because I was in such a perfectionist mentality mode, and I just would lose it. I would lose my stuff, and it wasn't good. And so in order to be able, when we drop those expectations of perfectionism and all that stuff, it's so important to allow yourself to be flexible. Be okay. Sometimes it's a head game. It's a mind game, right? We have to say, okay, we have to talk ourselves into, at least I did. And this is something I still work on today, being flexible. Here's an example because I'm just going to bring this up. We have the carnival that came to our town this weekend, and I'm usually the mom that's like, no, we're not going to go to the carnival. One, it's disgusting. Two, no. And I just am not very flexible. But as we were driving past the carnival, because it's very hard, the way they centered this carnival, it's right in the center of town, and you go on your errands and you just pass it. There's just no way of circumventing around the carnival, and the kids always know what weekend it comes every year, the same weekend. And so we drove past and I'm just hearing the excitement of my kids. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I know this is something that I don't absolutely love. It's more of because it's gross to me. Like I think, okay, themed parks are a lot more cleaner. And so that's what I'm saying in my mind. Maybe they're not, but I'm like, okay, you know what? And I'm seeing my kids' excitement, and we don't have a whole lot of stuff planned for this summer. And so I'm like, you know what? They're so excited, and the kid in them, I need to learn to have more of that in my life. And so guess what? I surprised them all with some tickets. So just that, I'm still learning to be flexible. I'm still learning to just be okay with not having things go a certain way. And so, so many areas of life that we need to be flexible. We can be flexible on just anything, you name it. You have plans, and they are going to not go. We all, if you're like me, you have this mindset, you have this ideal, this picture, if you will, you visualize of exactly what it's going to look like when you do it. But then you're in the whole thick of it or whatever, and it's not going as planned. And that's when my perfectionism mode would just go crazy. And so it's important to know that, you know what? Nothing's going to go perfect and as planned all the time. And it's okay. We need to put ourselves in the mind frame of being okay with how it is and trusting the process. There's a reason why things happen the way we do. We don't know sometimes, and maybe we'll never know, but you know what? God is in the detail of all of our lives. He's in the plan and in the makings, and He knows the timing on everything, and we might not know all of that and why. So just trusting the process, but having that flexibility. And I'm telling you what, when you don't have flexibility in your life, when you're not willing to be flexible with people around you, their ideas, things that they would like to do, the way they get things done. If we are just so stuck and set in our own way, which it's not good to be stuck and set, right? We must be allowing ourselves to be open-minded. There's more ways to make a salad. I just remember growing up, you had to cut veggies a particular way. You had to do it a particular way. And then I get older and I'm like, yeah, there's more than one way to make a salad. And you know what? I'm not gonna knock on one person for doing it a particular way or whatever, but it's isn't it great that there's more ways to make a salad and you don't have to cut things up a certain way. And so, but I have found when we're not flexible, it shows up in our physical health. Yeah, you heard me right. What? Not being flexible with others is gonna affect me physically in a physical way? Absolutely. If you ever get kinked necks and it hurts looking from side to side, if you can't look a full turn full left and a turn a full right without it hurting, if you are not able to turn your head to one side or the other, it is a clear signal that you're not allowing yourself to be flexible with others. If it's really hard to move your wrists or whatever, any joints, whatever joints you've got, and it's really stiff, look at the flexibility in your life. Look at, and the sides matter. Pay attention to the sides. Pay attention to the sides of the stiffness. If you're not able to move it to the left very well, you can't look at the left very well, then that's you're not being able to be flexible with others around you. So who are you not willing to be flexible with and why? Or if it's hard to look to the right and you're having a hard time looking to the right, then, and I know it's opposite for you because you're watching a video, maybe I should have. Anyway, I'm not a great dance teacher, so I'm not good at that kind of stuff. But when you look to the right and it hurts and you're not very flexible looking that way, then it means you're not flexible with yourself. And what is it you're not being flexible with yourself? Is it you're not allowing yourself room for growth and change and forgiveness, whatever it looks like in your life? That's a time to look at flexibility. Flexibility shows up through physical stuff if we are just hard line, not being flexible with others around us or ourselves. So take that into consideration. When we're not flexible, it does show up. It does, and it will. It has with everybody, right? Everybody's dealt with a kink neck somewhere, and people have said, well, I just slept on it wrong. It has nothing to do with me being flexible or not, but it does. It really does. So be willing to ask yourself, if it's on the left side, who am I not being flexible with? Where should I be more open? Where can I relax my thinking and be okay with others and their choices and what they're doing? And it takes a lot of trust. Just that the number one thing that we want as human beings is control. And we do have control. We don't have control over others and life experiences and things that happen to us, but we do have control over our mind and our heart and how we feel and them working together. We have that control. But if we are acting like adults out of control, I mean, have you seen an adult having a 3-year-old tantrum? I did several of those and I'm not proud of it, but we see a lot of adults having tantrums and it looks silly. And the way we can do it is learning how to have control. And we can get in better control when we realize that it's okay. We can adapt to different situations. We can choose to be happy that our plan did not go as we hoped and wanted in the beginning. We can choose to be happy when others are doing knuckleheaded things around us. We can choose. We get to choose. And so we get to choose whether we are going to be flexible. And you know what? I just had this thought come to me. We're so hard on ourselves or other people around us, but God, we don't have to earn his love. It is always there and it's always present and it's always there. So there's an immense amount of love for all of us. That is how God is. It's always there. It's not contingent of us doing certain things or not doing certain things. So it's important, I just think God is really flexible. He watches us make our mistakes and different things, and he's not trying to control, and it's that agency thing. But here's the deal. It's when we choose to do things that are in alignment with our true self, that is when we're going to feel at peace. That is when we're going to feel the happiness. That's when we have joy. And so it's important to learn that learning to adjust and adapt to your situations. Learn to adapt to whatever is going on, the things that you can't control. Adapt to where it doesn't, whatever is going on around you, you don't allow it. Nothing makes you upset. Nothing makes you angry. Nothing makes you depressed or sad. We choose our emotions. Nothing can make you that way. You get to choose. And it is a mind over matter, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a ton of work. But you get to choose to have happiness and have a cool head about yourself when things aren't going the way you would like them to. So that's just my advice. I'm learning every day how to be more adaptable, how to be more flexible, and how to choose to be happy no matter what's going on around us. We get to have that choice to be happy. And guys, I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been miserable and I've been elated with joy. And let me tell you, being elated with joy is far more enjoyable than having the feelings of pain and misery. So allow yourselves to adapt and be flexible, and let those expectations and those perfectionist, behaviors that creep up, just that's how we can suppress those not so great things, is just to learn to be adapting and learn to be more forgiving and accepting, and whether it's of ourselves or other people, and just learning to let go, learning to say, okay, God, I surrender. This isn't my deal. I've taken this on when I don't need to take it on. I'm taking stuff that's not my own, and so it's important to recognize that. So God bless. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and until next time, I'll be talking to you later. Thanks. Bye.